The Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, in the United States, is an independent, postdoctoral research center for theoretical research and intellectual inquiry founded in 1930 by American educator Abraham Flexner, together with philanthropists Louis Bamberger and Caroline Bamberger Fuld. Although it is close to and collaborates with Princeton University, Rutgers, and other nearby institutions, it is not part of any university or federal agency and does not charge tuition or fees. Flexner's guiding principle in founding the institute was the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake. There are no degree programs or experimental facilities at the institute. Research is never contracted or directed. It is left to each individual researcher to pursue their own goals. Established during the rise of European fascism, the IAS played a key role in the transfer of intellectual capital from Europe to America and soon acquired a reputation at the pinnacle of academic and scientific life, a reputation it has retained. It is supported entirely by endowments, grants, and gifts and is one of the 8 American mathematics institutes funded by the National Science Foundation. It is the model for the other 8 members of the consortium, some institutes for advanced study. The institute consists of 4 schools: historical studies, mathematics, natural sciences, and social sciences. There is also a program in theoretical biology, history. Founding the institute was founded in 1930 by Abraham Flexner, together with philanthropists Louis Bamberger and Caroline Bamberger Fuld. Flexner is generally regarded as one of the most important figures in the history of American medicine and played a major role in the reform of medical education. This led to an interest in education generally, and as early as 1890 he had founded an experimental school which had no formal curriculum, exams, or grades. It was a great success at preparing students for prestigious colleges, and this same philosophy would later guide him in the founding of the Institute for Advanced Study. Flexner, ever the education reformer, had studied European schools such as Heidelberg University, All Souls College, Oxford, and the Collège de France, and he wanted to establish a similar advanced research center in the United States. In his autobiography, Abraham Flexner reports a phone call which he received in the fall of 1929 from representatives of the Bamberger siblings that led to their partnership and the eventual founding of the IAS. I was working quietly one day when the telephone rang and I was asked to see 2 gentlemen who wished to discuss with me the possible uses to which a considerable sum of money might be placed. At our interview, I informed him that my competency was limited to the education field and that in this field it seemed to me that the time was ripe for the creation, in America, of an institute in the field of general scholarship and science, resembling the Rockefeller Institute in the field of medicine, developed by my brother Simon, not a graduate school, training men in the known and to some extent in methods of research, but an institute where everyone, faculty and members, took for granted what was known and published, and in their individual ways, endeavored to advance the frontiers of knowledge. The Bamberger siblings wanted to use the proceeds from the sale of their department store in Newark, New Jersey, to found a dental school as an expression of gratitude to the state of New Jersey. Flexner convinced them to put their money in the service of more abstract research. The eminent topologist Oswald Veblen at Princeton University, who had long been trying to found a high-level research institute in mathematics, urged Flexner to locate the new institute near Princeton, where it would be close to an existing center of learning and a world-class library. In 1932, Veblen resigned from Princeton and became the first professor in the new Institute for Advanced Study. He selected most of the original faculty and also helped the institute acquire land in Princeton for both the original facility and future expansion. Flexner and Veblen set out to recruit the best mathematicians and physicists they could find. The rise of fascism and the associated anti-Semitism forced many prominent mathematicians to flee Europe, and some such as Einstein and Hermann Weyl, found a home at the new institute. Weyl, as a condition of accepting, insisted that the institute also appoint the 30-year-old Austrian-Hungarian polymath, John von Neumann. Indeed, the IAS became the key lifeline for scholars fleeing Europe. Einstein was Flexner's first coup, and shortly after that he was followed by Veblen's brilliant student James Alexander and the wonderkind of logic, Kurt Gödel. Flexner was fortunate in the luminaries he directly recruited, but also in the people that they brought along with them. Thus, by 1934 the fledgling institute was led by 6 of the most prominent mathematicians in the world. In 1935, quantum physics pioneer Wolfgang Pauli became a faculty member. With the opening of the Institute for Advanced Study, Princeton replaced Göttingen as the leading center for mathematics in the 20th century. Early years, one could argue that the creation of this institute and its unrivaled mathematical prestige was due to 5 individuals. Flexner, who had an enlightened vision; the Bamberger siblings, who provided the money to pay for it; Oswald Veblen, who chose the Princeton location and recruited the original faculty; and Adolf Hitler, who supplied that nonpareil faculty by driving scores of top intellectuals out of Europe. For the 6 years from its opening in 1933, until Fuld Hall was finished and opened in 1939, the institute was housed within Princeton University, in Fine Hall, which housed Princeton's mathematics department. Princeton University's science departments are less than 2 miles away, and informal ties and collaboration between the two institutions occurred from the beginning. This helped start an incorrect impression that it was part of the university, one that has never been completely eradicated. Purpose of the institute. In a 1939 essay, Flexner emphasized how James Clerk Maxwell, driven only by a desire to know, did abstruse calculations in the field of magnetism and electricity, and that these investigations led in a direct line to the entire electrical development of modern times. Citing Maxwell and other theoretical scientists such as Gauss, Faraday, Ehrlich and Einstein, Flexner said, "Throughout the whole history of science, most of the really great discoveries which have ultimately proved to be beneficial to mankind have been made by men and women who were driven not by the desire to be useful but merely the desire to satisfy their curiosity," the IAS Blue Book says. The Institute for Advanced Study is one of the few institutions in the world where the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake is the ultimate raison d'être. Speculative research, the kind that is fundamental to the advancement of human understanding of the world of nature and of humanity, is not a product that can be made to order. Rather, like artistic creativity, it benefits from a special environment. This was the belief to which Abraham Flexner, the founding director of the Institute, held passionately, and which continues to inspire the Institute today. Flexner wrote, "While practical benefits often result from pure academic research at the most fundamental level, such benefits are not guaranteed and cannot be predicted, nor need they be seen as the ultimate goal. Ventures into unknown territory inevitably involve an element of risk, and scientists and scholars are rarely motivated by the thought of an end product. Rather, they are moved by a creative curiosity that is the hallmark of academic inquiry." Impact. From the day it opened, the IAS had a major impact on mathematics, physics, economic theory, and world affairs. In mathematics, 41 out of 57 Fields medalists have been affiliated with the Institute. 33 Nobel laureates have been scientists working at the IAS. Of the 16 Abel Prizes awarded since the establishment of that award in 2003, 5 were garnered by Institute scholars. Of the 55 Cole Prizes awarded since the establishment of that award in 1928, 42 have gone to scholars associated with the IAS at some point in their career. IAS people have won 20 Wolf Prizes in mathematics and physics. Its more than 6,000 former members hold positions of intellectual and scientific leadership throughout the academic world. Pioneering work on the theory of the stored program computer as laid down by Alan Turing was done at the IAS by John von Neumann, and the IAS machine built in the basement of the Fuld Hall from 1942 to 1951 under von Neumann's direction introduced the basic architecture of all modern digital computers. The IAS is the leading center of research in string theory and its generalization M-theory introduced by Edward Witten at the IAS in 1995. The Langlands program, a far-reaching approach which unites parts of geometry, mathematical analysis, and number theory, was introduced by Robert Langlands, the mathematician who now occupies Albert Einstein's old office at the Institute. To this day, the IAS maintains a repository for the key papers of Robert Langlands and the Langlands program. The IAS is a main center of research for homotopy-type theory, a modern approach to the foundations of mathematics which is not based on classical set theory. A special year organized by Institute Professor Vladimir Voevodsky and others resulted in a benchmark book in the subject which was published by the Institute in 2013. The Institute is or has been the academic home of Michael Uttier, Enrico Bombieri, Xing-Shen Chen, Noam Chomsky, Paul Dirac, Freeman J. Dyson, Albert Einstein, Clifford Geertz, Kurt Gödel, Albert Hirschman, George F. Kennan, Sung-Dao Lee, Robert Oppenheimer, Erwin Panofsky, A.T.L.E. Selberg, Stephen Smale, John von Neumann, André Weil, Herman W.E. Weil, Frank Wilczek, Andrew Wiles, Edward Witten and Chen-Ning Yang. Special year programs. Flexner's vision of the kind of results that can emerge in an institution devoted to the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake is illustrated by the special year programs sponsored by the IAS School of Mathematics. For example, in 2012, 13 researchers at the IAS School of Mathematics held a special year on univalent foundations of mathematics. Intuitionistic type theory was created by the Swedish logician Per Martin Lofs in 1972 to serve as an alternative to set theory as a foundation for mathematics. The special year brought together researchers in topology, computer science, category theory, and mathematical logic with the goal of formalizing and extending this theory of foundations. The program was organized by Steve Awodi, Vladimir Voevodsky and Thierry Coquand, and resulted in a book being published in homotopy-type theory. The authors, more than 30 researchers, ultimately contributed to the project, noted the essential contribution of the IAS, saying, "Special thanks are due to the Institute for Advanced Study, without which this book would obviously never have come to be. It proved to be an ideal setting for the creation of this new branch of mathematics. Stimulating, congenial, and supportive. May some trace of this unique atmosphere linger in the pages of this book, and in the future development of this new field of study." The Univalent Foundations Program, Institute for Advanced Study, Princeton, April 2013. One of the researchers, Andre Bauer, said, "We are a group of 24 mathematicians who wrote a 600-page book in less than half a year. This is quite amazing, since mathematicians do not normally work together in large groups. But more importantly, the spirit of collaboration that pervaded our group at the Institute for Advanced Study was truly amazing. We did not fragment. We talked, shared ideas, explained things to each other, and completely forgot who did what." Andre Bauer, Mathematics and Computation, June 20, 2013. Other institutes for advanced study. The IAS in Princeton is widely recognized as the world's first institute for advanced study. It was a hard act to follow, and it would be years before any similar institutions were founded. The Center for Advanced Study in the Behavioral Sciences at Stanford was the first such spin-off in 1954. This was followed by the National Humanities Center founded in North Carolina in 1978. These two institutions eventually became the core of a consortium known as some Institutes for Advanced Study, considered the Ivy League of Advanced Research Institutes. The CIAS includes the original institute in Princeton and 8 other institutes founded explicitly to emulate the model of the original IAS. These 9 institutes for advanced study are: Center for Advanced Study in the Behavioral Sciences in Stanford, California; National Humanities Center in North Carolina; Radcliffe Institute for Advanced Study in Cambridge, Massachusetts; Netherlands Institute for Advanced Study in Wassenaar, the Netherlands; Swedish Collegium for Advanced Study in Uppsala, Sweden; Berlin Institute for Advanced Study in Berlin, Germany; Israel Institute for Advanced Studies in Jerusalem, Israel; Nantes Institute for Advanced Study Foundation in Nantes, France; Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey. In recent years there have been other institutes loosely based on the Princeton original, in some cases established with help from IAS professors. In 1997 IAS professor Chen Ninyang helped the Chinese set up the Institute for Advanced Study at Tsinghua University in Beijing. The Freiburg Institute for Advanced Studies in Freiburg, Germany was founded in 2007, with IAS director at the time, Peter Goddard, giving the inaugural address. Princeton IAS professors André Weil and Armand Borel helped to establish close contacts with the Ramanujan Institute for Advanced Study in Mathematics. Founded in 1967 as part of the University of Madras in India, the prestigious Institut des Hautes Études Scientifiques, founded in 1958 just south of Paris, is universally acknowledged to be the French counterpart of the IAS in Princeton. Princeton Institute director Robert Oppenheimer had a close relationship with IHES founder Eliakut Mochain and played a major role in helping to get it established. Neither the Princeton IAS nor CIAS is connected with, and should not be confused with, the Consortium of Institutes of Advanced Studies, which comprises some 20 research institutes located throughout Great Britain and Ireland. The name Institute for Advanced Study, along with the acronym IAS, is also used by various other independent institutions throughout the world, some having little to do with the Princeton model. See Institute for Advanced Study for a complete list. Directors, faculty and members. There is a permanent faculty of approximately 30 members, and each year, fellowships are awarded to about 200 visiting members from over 100 universities and research institutions. Individuals apply to become members at the institute, and each of the schools has its own application procedures and deadlines. Members are selected by the faculty of each school from more than 1,500 applicants, and come to the institute for periods from 1 term to a few years, most staying for 1 year. All members, whether emerging scholars or scientists at the beginning of their careers or established researchers, are selected on the basis of their outstanding achievements and promise. In addition to faculty, who have permanent appointments, scholars are appointed as members of the institute for a period of several months to several years. Some 190 members are now selected annually. This includes both younger and well-established natural scientists and social scientists. The Community of Scholars is a database of scholars and scientists affiliated with the institute since its founding.